Hi friends, I'm Chelsea Grayson coming to you once again from the Office of the CEO. This is my show where I can help you be more successful in your current career, and I can also help you successfully transition to a new career. So today I wanted to talk to you about the top 3 things you can be doing right now to increase your chances of getting placed on a board of directors later on in your career. And quickly, I'll let you know why you would want to be placed on a board of directors. There are a multitude of reasons. The first of which is if you sit on a public company board of directors, or even some of the later staged private company boards of directors, you will get compensated, and not just equity either, although equity can be incredibly lucrative if it's a public company, because you can immediately trade that equity subject to certain periods when you're not allowed to as a board member. You will also get paid a piece of your compensation in cash. So you can string a few board seats together when you're later on in your career, and in lieu of having a 9-to-5 job at that point, when you might be wanting to slow down and maybe you're heading towards retirement, a few well-paid board seats can actually take you into retirement very nicely. And if you just want to have one board seat on the side of your actual full-time gig, it can be a really nice supplement to your income. It doesn't require a tremendous amount of 24/7 work. Sometimes the board will be called on, for example, if the company is going public or being sold or making a particularly large acquisition. Sometimes if there's a crisis, the board will be called on more than it normally is, but typically you'll meet once or twice every quarter for a full board meeting. You'll probably sit on 1 or 2 of the committees on the board, and we'll go over those committees in a future episode, and that'll require you to meet probably once a month. But other than that, it's not a full-time job by a stretch. So even if you string a few of these together, you will still have some nice free time, and you can establish a really nice work-life balance. And a third reason, and probably the most significant, important reason that you might want to sit on a board of directors, is how incredibly rewarding and fulfilling it can be when you've reached a place where you've been in business, you've been at your profession for a long time, you've seen 20 of everything, you have a really good, clear, big picture perspective of what's going on in the industry, but you also have been the doer for a very long time, so you understand how to execute. It's really rewarding to take all of that knowledge and seasoning and experience, sit on a board of directors where you can share that guidance with the management team, with the C-suite folks of that company, and really help to improve the business and operations and financial health of that company. It's so rewarding to see how that company is impacted by your high-level guidance as you sit on the board of directors. So those are sort of the 3 reasons why you might want to consider sitting on a board of directors at a future part of your career. And of course, there's a whole bunch of other reasons, and we will get a little bit deeper into board service in one of the upcoming episodes. But here are the 3 things that you can do right now, no matter where you are in your career path, that will help improve your chances of being placed on a paid board of directors in the future, and maybe not even the so distant future. So number 1, be an operator. Start to reflect that your job is a job that requires a true operator. I don't mean a telephone operator. I mean a person who operates business, who operates either an entire business or operates a business division, operates a team within a business, what have you. Show that you can control, run, and understand a P&L, a profit and loss statement, whether you're actually running that, which is the most beneficial for the entire company, whether you're running it for a division, whether you've been asked to manage a part of the P&L for a particular group within the company, whatever it is. Show that you have your hands in a P&L, that you understand your way around a P&L and a set of financial statements generally, and that you have been given the authority to control a P&L at whatever level of the business. Show that you can manage people. So start to try to take on the responsibility of managing a team under you. That is part of being an operator. Part of being a true business person is managing people, understanding how to recruit talent, how to hire and fire people. These are things that boards of directors want to see that you've done, because these are some of the things that you'll be advising the management team about as you sit on the board. So basically, just to sum up, number one, it's showing, adopting those things that will show folks later on that you are a true operator, that you truly understood how to operate and how to improve the business and finances of your company, because those are the high level concepts that will be valuable to management as you sit on the board of directors of that company. So number two, be proactive. Go talk to whoever it is that you report to. And if they are making board presentations, if they are making presentations to the board of directors of the company, ask them if you can make one of their presentations, or if you can present one of the slides or one of the concepts that they'll be presenting at the next board meeting, and if you can regularly help them present at the board meetings. If they themselves are not yet participating in those board presentations, ask them if you can partner with them to help elevate them to the place where they are going to be making board presentations, and see if you can at least work on the slides and just sit in the boardroom while they are making the presentation, so that they will give you credit for having helped them prepare the presentation. You'll be there to the extent there's questions that they don't have answers to, and the board will at least see you. The reason I say all of this is because the more you sit in the boardroom, a few things will happen. One, you will start to understand the rhythm and flow of a boardroom. You'll start to understand the dynamics amongst the board members and between the board members and management. You'll start to see the protocols and processes that are followed, and it will demystify the process for you a whole heck of a lot. That is going to help you when you start to interview for board seats, because A, you'll understand the lingo and the process of what happens in the boardroom. So when they're interviewing you for the board seat, they'll see that you have a really good understanding of boardroom dynamics. Two, again, it'll demystify the process so that once you actually get your board seat and you go and you take your first board meeting, this will all seem very familiar to you, and you'll understand what's out of bounds, what's appropriate, what's etiquette, what you can and cannot or should and should not say. That's number one. Number two, making presentations to the board of directors will get you a really nice look. It might not right away cue anyone into thinking, I should think about them for a board vacancy, but it'll start to expose your talents and your credibility to the board. They'll start to get to know you. Some of them might develop a one-on-one relationship with you if they've got questions on the side in between the board meetings. And they absolutely will start to fold you into their network if you mention that you'd like board seats. Each of those board members, in all likelihood, either runs a company that has its own board, or they sit on lots of other boards of directors. Either way, you should be top of mind for them as they start to think about candidates for vacancies on those boards. And the way to do this is just by showing them your wonderful talents and all of your smarts in making board presentations, right? So number three, you should absolutely always have at the ready a board CV. This is like a job resume, but completely flipped on its side. There are some precedent available online. You can also join an organization like the NACD, National Association of Corporate Directors. They have some examples there for you as well. But generally speaking, a board CV is going to show all of the high-level expertise that you are or will be developing, because you're, of course, going to make a running board CV, right? This isn't going to be complete right now. You just want to start the framework and start to fill things in. It'll show all of the leadership roles, positions, duties, projects that you've had or engaged in. It'll show, again, the P&Ls that you've controlled, the sorts of teams that you've managed and how big they were. It will show board seats that you've had, nonprofit board seats. Maybe you sat on the board of your religious organization. Whatever the case is, it'll show your board experience, even if that isn't for-profit board experience. It'll show any certifications that you've achieved towards board service, right? Are you certified in corporate governance? Are you certified in supply chain? Are you certified in digital solutions, e-commerce, wholesale apparel, whatever? Put all those certifications there. Speaking engagements that you might have done that would go to something that boards would be interested in you speaking in the boardroom about. Start to build this board CV. Again, it will be a running task behind the scenes. You're not probably going to be able to finish it right now because you probably haven't got all the things that it takes to put together a truly robust and impressive board CV, but at least you'll have one started. So if you get that call one day that says, hey, we'd like to talk to you about sitting on our board, do you have a board CV? It'll either be there or you can quickly finish it, polish it, send it right off. You won't have to say, what's a board CV, or here's my resume instead, or give me a few days, and then you scramble to put one together. Always have it at the ready. So there you go. Those are my top 3 tips for things you can do right now to improve your chances of getting a board of director seat in the future. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Drop me a comment and let me know what you think. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss future episodes. And I will see you next time from the Office of the CEO.